Hi everyone, this is Kate Crumbar with Tech Demo 4, and for this demo I'm using Google Classroom. So this case study is all about finding differentiation for students in a geography research project. So our teacher is Mrs. Jones. She is a 4th grade teacher and she has 25 students in her class. They're doing a research project to look for an effective tool that allows for differentiation among students so they can all work at their respective readiness levels. So she gave her students a pre-test to test their background skills, which would be things like reading graphs, reading maps, that sort of things, and background knowledge, which would be understanding different reasons why people may move or migrate to different areas. So 20 out of 25 students were able to demonstrate proper background skills, and 7 out of 25 knew a lot about the background knowledge. So it shows that these kids are in a little bit of a different place, but they could still be effectively grouped and could turn this project into something really good. So her goals, she wants to be able to differentiate the project so that all of the students of all readiness levels can participate and be involved. Low readiness level students can work on background skills and use resources to help them develop that skill, while high readiness students can work on challenging assignments with deep, complex readings. And she also wants students to be able to work in groups together as much as possible. But there are some challenges. So the first challenge is that students have to finish their project by the end of the week with no time extensions or early turn-in dates. She doesn't have any other classroom aides. It is just her in a class of 25 students, which is a lot. So she can't work with each and every student individually and get to all of their different readiness levels. So she needs a tool that can help her get back to each student effectively. She wants all students to be involved in their groups no matter their readiness levels. And also, low and high readiness levels in the groups are not mutually exclusive, meaning that a student could have a lot of background knowledge about something but not be able to read a bar graph, or vice versa. So that is why I have found and picked Google Classroom. So there are a lot of wonderful things about Google Classroom. It is used in lots of schools. Google Classroom, it's free to use with a Google account. It's compatible on both computers and mobile devices. It's on any internet browser, and you can download it on the App Store for device or mobile device use as well. It's a drive-based platform, similar to Google Docs, Google Slides, that sort of thing. It is a Google program, so it saves in the drive. It saves your work for you. You can create group assignments, whole class assignments, or individual assignments, so this would give her a way to do groups. Students can submit their own work. The teachers can view student progress, and they can comment on student work. They can create assignment due dates to keep those deadlines in check. You have the ability to assign links, videos, documents, images, whatever you want. You can customize your theme. All you have to do is add students by their emails, and you are able to review their grades and return work to them all on this platform. So this is an image of a teacher using Google Classroom in her classroom. So we see that she's on her mobile device. And she's got all these different classes. We see the student is in the back with their computer. We see another computer back here, another student. So it is compatible to use in the classroom, and it's easy access for a teacher if they don't have a computer directly in front of them, because they're not available to do that at all times of the day. The classroom's very demanding, so having your phone and being able to post something or put an announcement of some sort very quickly is a wonderful tool. So how to get started, you're just going to go to classroom.google.com, and you're going to hit Create Class. If you're a student, you'd hit Join Class, but we're going to show it from the teacher perspective, so we're going to create a class. It's going to ask you your name, if you have a section, what subject, what room number, that sort of thing, and then you'll just hit Create. So after you do that, it'll create it for you. And then once you're in, you're going to start creating your classroom, and we're going to go a little bit into how to do that. So let's take a bit of a closer look at this. So this would be the teacher perspective. So this is just the screen that we were on. So the first thing on the stream page, you can share your class code. We see that we have our geography projects upcoming and due. Here's your customization tool. It just gives you options to change a photo, upload a photo, select your color, that sort of thing. Here we announce things to the class. So if you want to use something that you've done in before, which yesterday I posted, don't forget your research projects are due. You can repost that, or you can put something new be sure to work in your groups. And if you post it, it will go to all of the students on this feed. Students also have the ability to post in here, so that's a great tool that they can use to ask questions and help each other out. You can also comment on them and see when the assignments are posted. So over here is just what the teacher has access to. You can see the calendar. The calendar will have due dates and whatever you put in it. Any classes that you've archived in settings, and then what you need to review and your classes. So I only have one class and it's Mrs. Jones 4th grade, but if I had more sections, I would be able to add more if I needed to. But for this demo, we only have one. So now we'll go under the coursework tool, which is where we can assign projects or assignments or tests or whatever the case may be. So I've already created 2 sample ones. So this is going to be Geography Project Group 1. And we can see that there's 1 student in here. No one has turned it in. These are the links that we added. And it's been assigned to 1 student. This is the same thing for a student of a different readiness level. I created 2 test accounts for this demonstration. So to create something, you're going to hit this create button right here, and you can reuse things. You can post like material from like a textbook. You can ask a question, quiz, assignment, or post an overall topic. So for this example, I'll just hit assignment. So I want to title it Geography Project Videos. So you can give it instructions, review the videos to help with your project. So down here we can attach any video that we want. If it's in our drive, we can go there, we can create something, we can go to YouTube, we can directly link something, or we can upload it from our own computer. So if you go to YouTube and we search population, we can look at the crash course video of how populations grow and change. And we hit that. And down in this corner, it says add video. We're going to go ahead and hit add video. And this will help give students more information. So we can do that. And I want to assign it to all my students. So this is where the groups aspect comes in handy, because I can pick one group or just one student and create one group. So Miss Smith could be able to do this based on the groups that she makes on the readiness levels, to be able to group students together. That way the other students won't be able to see what other groups are doing, so they can focus on their own work. But in this case, I want all my students to have it so that they get some more information. If I had another section, I could post it in there, but since I only have one, it's there. You can change the number of points you have. If it's something they're just looking at, like if it was textbook work, you could hit ungraded, and it would just show if the students reviewed it or not. But we'll just leave it at 10 points. And here's the due date. So this is where students cannot go over, or they can't really, they can turn it in early, but it doesn't change the assignment. The assignment would be the same. So we can hit a due date. We'll just say it's due on Friday. Perfect. And the topic, so we'll just add it under, you can create a topic, but I already made one for a geography project, so we'll assign that there. If you have a rubric already made, you could import one. You could reuse one, or you could create one. I'm not going to create one in this case, but you can use rubrics. And once you're done creating your assignment, you're just going to hit assign. And then we'll automatically assign it to all of the students. So let's take a look at what the student perspective would look like for just a second. So this is my first student. This student is in group 2. And as we see, they cannot see the group 1 videos, whereas in the teacher perspective, I can see everything. This student can only see the videos and their group 2 work, and this student can only see group 1 and the videos as well. So it allows for the differentiation, because when they're in their groups, they can only focus on their own group work, and that group work can be structured to their readiness level, which is a wonderful tool that Google Classroom allows for. So moving on, in our people, this is just a very basic area where you can add students. You can select students, see what they have assigned, what they have turned in, what you have returned to them, and what is missing. So you have access to see each and every student's progress, and you can also comment on their work as it is turned in. In this example, I don't have anything turned in because these are not real students. But in the event that you don't have someone in your classroom like Miss Smith, you are able to give that feedback, and you can see what they are doing by clicking on their name, looking at what they have, looking at what they've turned in. So that's a great tool to be able to use. You can add more students by hitting this and typing in their emails. These teachers, you can add more teachers to it, and that's the people tool. And then the grades is the grade book. So we see that we have 3 things assigned. We just assigned those videos, and it's only out of 10 points. We have the geography project for each student, and so test account student is in this group, and they're not assigned to this one, so it says not assigned. So they only are graded on what has been assigned to them. You can sort it by first or last name, and you can click on their name and see what they have for that. So Google Classroom is a great, simple tool that could really be beneficial for this project. So let's go back to our presentation and look around a little bit more. So this is the student perspective. We just saw that. So we saw this is what it looks like when they get the email, class invitation, and they're just going to hit that join button. And when they're in there, they're prompted to see that they have access to post something in the stream. They also are able to see what classwork they have and what people are in their class. Students cannot invite any people or any other teachers. They can only see who is in there. They can only see their own classwork, as we saw earlier, not everyone's. And in the stream, they cannot share the class link with anyone. So when they're going to turn in work, when they hit their work, so this is the example from group 1, you will be prompted to either add or create your work, and when you're done, you can mark it as done. So we see that it's out of 100, we see the links that were assigned, and the class can comment on it if it is open to that. So teacher perspective, we just went over this. So there's the stream page where posts can be made, you can share the class code, you can customize your page. Then we have the classwork page where you can assign projects, assign readings, that sort of thing. We have the people page where you can see your teachers and students in there and invite them. And then we have the grades page where you see the grade book, who was assigned what, and all of that good stuff. You see the points, we can change it. We even see class average in there. So it's a great, simple tool, and it's very effective. So how does this address the goals? So Mrs. Jones can differentiate the research project with the ability to assign certain things to certain students and not others. These students can only see their work, so that keeps them focused and on track. Students can be placed in groups and work together during class. So this is something that can easily be done in school, and they can work in their groups without being separated. How does it address the challenges? So students they won't be able to work past the due date or have a different workload than one another because they are assigned based on their readiness level, and the due date allows for them to get it done on time. Ms. Jones can comment and view student work as it progresses so that she doesn't have to assist each student at once. So we know that there is the commenting tool, and then she can also click on those individual students and see what's missing, what they might need help on, that sort of thing. Ms. Smith can design her groups however she chooses based on their readiness levels and what each student needs to work on, and she can assign content based on those groups and hide it from other students. And students can read websites that address their readiness levels and what they need to improve on. And then we talked about how they can be assigned things privately and individually. So I think Google Classroom is a wonderful tool because it allows for so much, and there's so much flexibility in it. So I think that Ms. Jones should definitely consider using this for her geography research project.